Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to be talking about my love today. And if you don't already know who that is, that's CBDT, EmpowerClinics. You boys already know I love stocks, so I'm spending my Valentine's Day doing some more DD on EmpowerClinics because that's what I love to do. As you guys know, stocks is a passion of mine. So let's just dive right into the video. All right, let's get right into it. So what was the news that came out last week? Well, they just released news last week, Wednesday, that they're going to be partnering with Rexall to actually open up their clinics inside of Rexall and have their physicians in the Rexall. So this is going to be either horizontal to the pharmacy or somewhere near the pharmacy. I think this is great. This is going to be another boost driver in their revenue. They're just in like the beta testing right now, so they're gonna start in a couple locations in Ontario, and then if it works out, then they'll branch out. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about that and my expected revenue from that. Then I also want to talk about how they partnered with a company so that they can kind of use their MDL license, so then they can actually do some selling of their at-home COVID saliva test. So I'm also going to be talking about that because that's a really big deal as well. So let's get right into it. All right, everyone, let's get into the time machine right now and travel to the end of 2021 and see what kind of revenues we got. All right, we have now traveled in time to December 31st, the last day of the year of 2021. Now, what is CBDT doing and what do they have right now and what's going on? All right, let's take a deep dive. All right, so right now they have 36 clinics because Steve worked his butt off and got 30 clinics with the 2 doctors in Canada. So they now have 30 clinics in Canada and they already have the 6 in the US. So add that up, 36 times $800,000. Because that's the expected revenue. It's between 600,000 to $1 million. So I just took the median. I already talked about that in my last video. All right, so that's 28.8 million from the clinics. All right, so now let's look at the Rexall Partnership that happened way back in February. Well, it went really well and they're now in 20 of the Rexalls across Canada, and that's creating $40 million in revenue because each location is doing around $2 million a year in annual revenue. So that's another $40 million. Now let's look at the lab. Well, in March and April, they did 1,000 tests per day, which grand totaled 6.1 million for those 2 months. Then we look at May and June, and those did 2,000 tests per day, giving you a grand total of 12.2 million. Now let's look at July and August. Well, in July and August, we upped those lab tests to now 3,000 tests per day each month. So we got a grand total of 18.6 million there. And then in September, we started doing 4,000 tests per day. So from September to October to November to December, we did 4,000 tests per day. Adding that all up, we did 48.8 million in revenue for those 4 months. So grand total of all of 2021, just the lab, we did 85.7 million in revenue. Incredible, crazy. All right, so now let's total all of those numbers up. Let's add in the clinics, Rexall, and the lab. All right, so that gives us a grand total of, drum roll please, 154.5 million in projected revenue for 2022, and a lot of that had already been accumulated in the year of 2021. Crazy. All right, so where does that put us at share price? What are we currently trading at? Well, let's do it 10 times the projected revenue for 2022 because that's roughly what the sector in the healthcare trades at. You'll see other companies trading at around sometimes more than a 10x of their projected revenue. That would put us at a $1.5 billion market cap. Now, when we divide that number by how many shares outstanding, which is approximately 330 million, that gives us a share price of $4.66 Canadian. That's still more than a 6x from the current close at 69 cents. So now that it's December 31st of 2021, the last day of the year, don't you wish you were thinking about CBDT back in February of 2021 when it was trading at 69 cents and you could have 6x'd your investment? That's crazy. Everyone, don't take this as financial advice. This is just my opinion, but I can say for a fact I'm holding strong and I'm not selling a share right now. CBDT is going to the moon, and I think that this still has huge potential. So that grand total of 154.5 million isn't even including the potential revenue from the saliva test or their telehealth aspect of their company, or the psychedelics aspect of their company. So the numbers I'm using are a little bit less conservative, but they're still not super bullish. I didn't say that they're doing 4,000 tests per day from their lab starting now. I went up slowly and gradually. What their growth has been pretty close to right now. It could even be a little bit conservative right now, but I do think I'm pretty nice on the numbers right now, doing some conservative and some more bullish. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm so stoked for the news that just came out on Empower. We're gonna have a great end of the month. I really see the stock going up. I could see $1 by the end of the month or the end of 2 months. I really didn't think that they would have this big of a news with Rexall. I think that's really big, and potentially being able to have their saliva test in the Rexalls. I think there's a lot of growth to be had here, and I think I was a little bit too conservative in the last video. I think we're gonna see some really big growth here, and I can't wait to see it. So make sure to stay tuned for more videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.